Retired. So what I do for a living is I'm a trader. That's what I'm doing now for a living.
My name is David, and I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I'm retired. Right now I was in aerospace with Boeing.
My name is Richard Serrano, and I'm from
Retired. So what I do for a living is I'm a trader.
Engineer, and I do telecommunications.
My name is Phil Tribe, and I am from Alaska. I am retired locomotive engineer.
My name is Leanne Jack, and I grew up in Appleton, Wisconsin. So I'm a web designer and a front-end developer.
My name is George Brooks. I am originally from New Jersey. Been in IT for the last 33 years. And in between that, still cutting down trees, climbing trees, and all that other stuff in between.
My name is Terrell Lee. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. I work at a small used car lot just to get out of the house.
I discovered this whole community of traders in the trade room, which, you know, I was sitting in front of my computer at home all by myself, and now all of a sudden here is this community out there, which I found very generous. Everybody was so supportive and welcoming. It just really blew me away.
What makes us so different than other schools is that we're just not your typical school that's just going to teach you how to trade. We're going to go out there and be part of a family, be part of a team. We're looking for traders that we could trade together.
My name is Josh Levitin. I'm from Bethpage, New York, and I'm the senior instructor here at Cyber Trading University. Yeah. What makes our on-site class so great, aside from the networking aspect of it all, just having our students meet each other for the first time, is the fact that myself and Fausto are very hands-on with our students in the sense of just being able to literally overlook their shoulder and watch their trade, what they're focused on from their platform.
Some news came out and thing just popped.
While I can comment on what they should focus on online, they might not be able to understand that as well compared to having us right there in front of them.
I kind of like the idea of not being in front of a computer 8 hours a day, because I can't do that. So I kind of like the idea of doing it in the morning and then going to do all the other stuff I need to do.
Everyone that you thought was going to do that, you're going to have 9 losses versus 1 winner. Yeah, it's like, it's not worth it.
When I spoke to Fausto on the phone and he interviewed me, the thing he said the hardest thing for me to do would be to unlearn the things that I previously learned. And it turns out that's 100% true. And the stuff that I'm learning from him and from Josh and everybody has really made all the difference in the world in understanding what a day trader is and how it actually works.
Fausto and the staff at CTU University, they're really on top of everything. They give you good trade choices, and they keep you alert onto whatever's happening in the market at the time for the day.
Right, so we made a profit. What did I just say earlier? Just take the money and run, because guess what? If you didn't take it, how would you be doing right now? Now you're losing money. You're just trying to make that day's pay. That's all you're looking to do. You got it, you made it. Listen, for every stock that kept on going, for everyone that you thought was going to do that, you're going to have 9 losses versus 1 winner.
I don't think you're going to find a better support team in the stock trading business anywhere. That's why I'm here at the platinum level.
You know, a lot of people want to go out there and trade and don't know if it's for them or not. And guess what? That's okay, because it's not. And the thing you have to look at is you have to find a mentor, you have to find a school, you have to sample a couple of things with a couple of schools out there, do a couple of classes, and you make the choice. But don't make the biggest mistake that people make. Go out there and be part of 90%, maybe even higher, of the failure rate in today's industry, because people want to try it before they learn. I mean, would you ever want someone to work on your loved ones that never went to med school? Or how about just giving your finance money to some financial planner that never learned finance? We are no different, but you are on the right path. The right path is you should be doing it on your own. And by doing it on your own, you need a mentor to show you how to do it. And that's what you're going to get here at Cyber Trading University. All right, everybody, this is Fausto. Hopefully everybody enjoyed that quick little video. Let me just take over the screen really quick right here and share my PowerPoint. Give me a second here. Screen 2. There we go. And let me just get little things organized here. Let me look at the chat. And the participants. All right, guys, could everyone see my PowerPoint okay? Just want to double check if everybody can see everything fine. Thank you very much, Frank.
Could you see us? Scott, thank you very much. Bill, Susan, Lance, good. Thank you, everybody. Well, welcome, everybody. Welcome from CyberTrade University. Hopefully, everybody's having a great evening. I mean, I just had dinner. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. And let me tell you, what I'm even more excited is that we had one of the best days of the month today in our trading room. And I'm going to talk about some of the stocks that we traded. I'm going to talk about some alerts that we do. And let me tell you, when you see what I'm about to show you, you're going to fall off your chair. Now, I don't know if this is your first time here or it's your 10th time here, but we haven't done a night event in a long time. I'd probably say in about a year. We do this every week. We're going to, and by the way, if you want to come back tomorrow at 12 o'clock, if you want your friends say, hey, you got to listen to Fausto from CyberTrade University, you're going to have that opportunity to do that. But I'm going to talk about some of the stocks that we traded. I'm going to talk about one of the biggest kept secrets that a lot of you don't know, which is how would you shadow the big money? How do I know that? Because I was a market maker, been doing it for 25 years. I'm going to go into great detail and show you how it works. But I want to just show you some of the stocks that we traded and show you what happened here. Hold on, let me just bring up my execution system and kind of share this with you. So over here, all my monitors. So I don't know, did anybody see this stock on Nero, N-U-R-R-O? It basically started around 8 o'clock this morning. It was at $13. And then have any of you guys watched me on YouTube? I do a live broadcast every morning at 9 a.m. Some of you? Okay, good. Perfect. So anyway, we've been trading the stock in pre-market, and the stock opened up all the way at around 9:20. You can look at the bottom. Went to $17, and then right out of the gate, the thing ran from 18, and then in less than, an hour. Let me zoom in so you guys can see a little bit better, so I can show you that this is no joke. So stock, after getting halted so many times, it ran to almost $38. Now think about it. When was the last time you were in a stock like this? Okay, guess what? We do it all the time. We actually were trading the stock yesterday when the stock was at $4. Stock started at $3 and worked its way up. And by the way, all this stuff, if you don't believe me, you can go on our Twitter, you can go on our YouTube channel. Everything is there, black and white. We had other stocks, CME. Stock goes from $4 to $7, from 10 a.m. all the way up to 11. We're not done yet. Ears, another stock, big move this morning, right in the last 30 minutes of the close. $4 stock goes all the way up to about $5. Another big stock, AEHR. Stock goes from 5 all the way to 6. And, we have some other stocks that we traded in the week. You can't look at this at the intraday, but OSAT went from $8 to 16. RCAT went from 3. If you look at this chart right here, you see what I'm talking about. This is all within the past week. Stock went from $3 to 7. SGOC was an awesome stock. This one was unbelievable. This is similar to the other one I just showed you. $250 up to about $30 in 2 days. And a couple other ones. We had USCG was a great short squeeze, 4 to 8. TPSP IPO came out 10 to 40. VRPT, another stock went from 4 to 10. So anyway, these are stocks that, by the way, that we trade here at CyberTrade University. And my question you're probably asking yourself is, how did you find these stocks, Fausto? Where were they? Why did I not know about? Why didn't I talk about it on the financial station? What makes you different than everybody else in this industry? Well, because I'm actually a professional day trader. I've been doing this for over 25 years. I've trained some of the best schools. There's a lot of schools out there, a lot of my students. And what my goal is today is I want to try to recruit some of you so I could teach you how to trade today's markets, because that's what it's all about. But also, most importantly, to let you know that trading is not for everybody. So you want to know if it's for you or not. And that's not a bad thing. So just really quick on a risk disclosure, just want to let everybody know that risk can be varied from student to student. There's no guarantees and promises here. There's no guarantees. There's no warranties. There's no nothing. This is strictly for educational purposes. So please don't be using any of your trading tactics that we're going to show you right now, because we didn't teach you. Today's presentation is just to spark your interest, to invite you to come and see this live in our trading room. Now, these are things we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about trader psychology. We're going to talk about how to scan the market. We're going to talk about how to read charts. By the way, do you know that 80 to 90% people who read charts are reading them backwards? I know a lot of people pay a lot of money on charts and are like, oh my God, you know, what do you mean, Fausto? How could I be reading backwards? I just spent $20,000 on the class. Trust me, when I show you, you're going to see that you've been too focused on the past, where we teach you how to predict the future. We're going to talk about how to follow the smart money. We're going to talk about the KISS method, keep it super simple method. And then you're going to hear from our great students, which is also is pretty awesome. Now, before we get started, guys, fellow traders, I just want to get to know a little bit about you. I want to do a quick poll. Can everybody just tell me what kind of trader you are? Are you a stock trader, an options trader, futures, Forex? Just want to get to know and see how what kind of trader everybody is in this room. Scott, just put it in the poll if you can. Just put it in the poll. Now, while you guys are filling that out, I'm actually a stock trader. I like to stock trade because, I don't know, call me biased because I live here in New York. This is the financial capital of the world. This is what we do here. I see some of you are options traders, which is great. But let me just kind of say that you want to be a good options trader, a good swing trader, you have to learn how to day trade first. And by the way, you don't have to day trade. It's not a full-time job. It's a part-time job. But you don't want to trade something that's the riskiest what to do. You want to learn something a little bit easier. You don't make as much money, but it sure pays the bills pretty good too. Now, I'm going to end the poll. I'm going to share the results. Let me just give you my take on everyone about your trading. If you are a futures trader, if you're an options trader, a swing trade, Forex, listen, if you've been doing something more than 2-3 months and you're not seeing progress and you're not making money, you probably should quit doing it. You probably need to find a different mentor, or you better, maybe it's not for you. And once again, that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. You don't want to waste your time saying, I got to make this to work. I got to make it work. It doesn't work for everybody. But what I can tell you is that when I'm going to show you in the next 5 minutes, you're going to see, oh my God, this makes perfect sense. This is, and you're going to be like, it can't be that easy. And it actually is. But let me tell you how I got to where I am today. Okay. Now, just add a quick little question to everyone. Can everybody just tell me, is this the first time that you visit CyberTrade University in a webinar? Is it the 5th time, the 10th time? I just want to get to an idea to see the audience of who we have in here today. Just say 1, 3, 2, how many times? Third time. Bob, it's your first time. Well, thank you very much. James, first time. Good. All right, we got a couple of 2, 3 times. Okay, good. We got a lot of first timers. Perfect. First time this year, Jerry. I like that one. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm actually one of the original day traders. They called us SOS Bandits back in the early 90s. When I started, it was close to about 1,000 of us. Now there's about, I don't know, I think they counted close to about 25 million people trade every day. There's about several 100,000 that day trade. So you can look at me being your great grandfather. Now, I probably not look that old. I'm actually going to be 50. And I started when I was 22. So could you imagine being in the business for that long? The reason why is because I'm very conservative. I'm not a cocky guy, and I don't go out there trying to hit grand slam home runs every time I go up. How do I learn that? Because I learned from some of the best traders in the business. Because living here in New York, this is where the financial capital is. I work for some of the biggest traders. Now, before I was a successful trader, I was a very successful loser. I'm going to admit it. Why? Because a 22-year-old kid, a little cocky, you think I know what I was doing, but but I blew up 2 accounts, and then I'm like, you know what? Why is everybody else doing it right and I'm doing it wrong? And you probably ask yourself the same question. How do people are doing that? Like, what am I doing wrong? Well, the first thing my dad taught me, which is pretty smart, he says, son, you want to be rich? You got to hang out with rich people. My father's a first-generation Italian. So he's like, I'm like, wow, that's pretty clever, Dad. I never really thought of that. He's like, well, what do I do? He's like, why don't you get a job and work for him? Now, I didn't want to go work for somebody. It's like some of you out there, they're like, I really don't want to take a class. I don't want to learn from somebody. What's the worst thing could happen? You find out it's not for you. It was a hell of a lot cheaper than blowing up my accounts. Let me tell you something. On the first day on the job, I should have never made my first trade. Never. I didn't know why these stocks go up and go down. I didn't know that there were brokerage firms that, did things with algorithms and high frequency trades. And, I didn't know it was like a private club. And then I'm looking at it, I'm like, was it really that easy? And I'm like, yeah. And you know why people fail? Is because they're cheap. Everybody wants everything for free, free, free. Okay, so I'm just telling you right now, if you're looking for free stuff, you probably should log out right now and you should probably close your brokerage account. And don't mind me being very brash. I'm just, listen, I've trained hundreds of thousands of people over the years. And, you know, last thing I want you to see is blow out your account. You work too damn hard to do that. But it doesn't cost a lot of money to trade. It really doesn't. You know, you just got to have the right tools. Okay, so that's basically how I got started. At the end of today's presentation, by the way, I'm going to show you a quick little video. I'm actually before they closed down the Nasdaq Center. I was a regular speaker there, talking specifically about something called Nasdaq Total View, which is called ECNs. I'm going to show you. You don't want to miss that video. It's about like, you know, not that long, like 5-6 minutes. But you know, I got invited all the time because the exchanges really want you to know how to trade. Do you realize that you have a seat on the exchange? A seat right on the exchange. Look, nobody's at the New York Stock Exchange no more. Hell, I had a cocktail reception there. I invited all my students down there. Cost me a lot of money, but listen, eventually you're going to be able to have bar mitzvahs and weddings down there. They don't need it anymore. Everything's electronic. Look at COVID. Whenever we started working home, people were like, you know what? Working from home is really not that bad. You know what I mean? I thought it was a bad thing. You know what? You do your job. You like it. Trading's the same thing. But you got to know how to play the game. So why do I trade? Because I love it. It helped me put my kids through college. It helped me stay married for 23 years. Okay? It helped me travel and do the things I always wanted to do. And I know some of you here that are married. You know how hard marriage is. Well, you know what? It's a lot easier when you're obviously very successful. You could trade, you can go everywhere, you could do things. And I just love doing it. I'm a trading junkie. Okay, I have to admit it. I don't know if that's a bad thing or whatever. But you got to know how to control your losses. It's like marriage. You got to know that you're going to fight. And just because you end up in a fight doesn't mean you're going to get divorced. It actually should strengthen the relationship. Okay, trading, losing is a good thing. Because if you know why you lost, you're not going to do it again. That's the way I look at it. And winning could be a bad thing. Why? Because if you don't know why you did it, how are you going to do that again? So I have two families. I have my students that I'm with every day, and I'm very close with them. And hopefully one day you'll be one of them. Well, actually, I'm going to invite you tomorrow. You're going to get to meet them all. But you're going to see that trading is not, you know, it's not an ego thing. It's not about, hey, look how much money I made. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not a bragger. You know, I need to show you my nice Ferraris and, you know, driving in Lear jets and stuff like that. I don't know. It's like throwing in your face. You know what I mean? Like some of us just don't want to live on Social Security. You know, some of us want to make sure that the money we save for our pensions is going to we're not going to live off it. We're going to grow off it. You know, some of us may want to make some supplemental income. I'm not here to tell you the $20,000 to $30,000 that we make every day. It's just some of us should be happy just to make maybe $500 a day, right? You know, and it doesn't take it hard to do that. So to do it, you have to know and be prepared for the next crash. We know what happened just a couple of days ago. The market took a big, big turn. Some of us think it as a buying opportunity. Some of them don't look at it as, oh my God, should I sell out everything because we had such a big bull market? Listen, you saw what happened with COVID, okay? And we had a great rally because of it. A lot of people made a lot of money from it. I know a lot of people lost a lot of money from it. And the only reason why people lost a lot is they just didn't know how to trade, okay? And that's where that came out. So with the coronaviruses or hurricanes or, you know, just inflation that's coming up, you have to be prepared for the next catastrophe. And by the way, that's not going to be a bad thing for you because unfortunately as traders, don't take this a bad way. I love a bad market. Okay. We make most of our money when the market crashes. Cash is king. And I'm always in cash, okay? And you know what? The only ones that are going to fail and make mistakes are those ignorant people that are like, yeah, I'm not really worried about it. You know, I'm not really worried about what's going on. Listen, you got to know your surroundings. Or you'll get mugged, or you'll get raped, whatever it may be. Trading's the same thing. If you don't watch and see what's going on, you're going to get in trouble. Trader David's like, inflation is already here. Well, listen, I have a prediction. What I'm going to tell you at the end, what I think is going to happen within the next year, and you guys are going to fall off your chair. How do I know that? Been doing it for 25 years. I listen to the experts. I got some of the biggest traders that live in my town. Okay. Actually, some of them even vice presidents of the top banks in the world. And I'll tell you a little bit about it. That's one thing that you get a benefit, when you go right to the source. So we talked about the stock Nero. Let's forget about that right now. Let's get right to the fun part of it. Don't you say? Let's talk about Nero. Okay. So Nero, you're looking at it. What the hell is Nero anyway? Never heard of that stock. N-E-R. What made in its right mind a stock go from $3 to $35 in 2 days? Okay. Yeah, I know listen, some of you are like, didn't you read the news? They came out with this new drug, big. What does that mean? Does that make a company go from $1 billion to $350 billion in 2 days? That's ridiculous. That's not even, but you know what? They do it. CME, great stock, $4 stock, right at 9:30 in the morning, goes to $650 by 11. Do you know if you bought, let's think about this. If you bought 1,000 shares of that stock, 1,000 shares, and the stock goes, I don't know, let's just say $5, you chased it and you sold it at $5.50 in like 30 minutes. That's $500. That's $100,000 salary. Not bad for a day's pay. What does it do? Why did it go up? Don't worry, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. I just want you to know that everybody's so fixated on, what's Apple Options doing? What's going on with the QQQs? You know what I mean? Do you play the SPYs? Listen, why am I going to compete against the best traders on Wall Street? Why do I got to trade Facebook? We got to trade Facebook. Did you see Chipotle today going to 1,700? So what? I'm not trading that. I'm trading CME. Less money, less risk at the end of the day. You think my wife cares how I made my $500 as long as I didn't sell drugs on the side of the street? She knows what I do for a living. Did you make money today? The kids are going to pay their college? That's all she cares about. And that's what you need to care about. It doesn't matter what you trade. What you do care about is the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward. So how do we find these stocks before they make their move? So let me just tell you about the quick alerts that we do, okay? Basically, the way we work, and if you've been watching us on YouTube and Facebook, or even following CTU, and coming to our webinars, all we do is we just go through the big percentage gainers and losers. That's it. That's all I care about. I just go through this list right here. What's moving today? And by the way, we don't trade any penny stocks or bulletin over the counters. The reason why is because you can't shadow and use level 3 and level 4, which that's where we're gonna have our fun. But basically, I'm looking at this list. I'm checking it twice. I'm going through it. I'm checking and see if a stock has good spreads, stock has good volume, has big iceberg orders, which I'm going to show you next. And basically, it's not super fast. So I could get in safely and get out safely. Because some of these stocks, hell, they'll move $1 a minute. 1 minute, and you trade a big block of shares, you're going to lose it pretty quickly, okay? So what we do is here at Cyber Trade University is we'll go through this list. And let's just say at a 25, we'll probably find 3 that will give you, maybe 5, that will give you the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward. Every one of them can make you money, but you got to know which one it is. And that's basically where we find it. We don't have any of this special sauce, algorithms, platform. It's right there. Every platform offers it. Now, how did you know SGOC would break out? Now that I think is everyone's question. Okay. So I'm going to stop it. I want to ask everybody this important question really quick right here. I'm going to launch this poll. Do you have level 3 quotes? Let's see if you guys can answer this. Let me see how you guys do this. By the way, if you're a student of mine, please don't answer the question. I know we have some students that always love to follow us and come in. We appreciate you. And I know you love guys being here. But I want to see if everybody else knows. If you don't know, click down, sure. That's what I would say. All right. Well, I love it. You guys are all answering. This is awesome. By the way, guys, don't be, there's a couple of Mike, John, I see you out there. Don't let me pick on you. Just click on it, say yes or no. It's black and white. That's all it is. All right. So I'm going to end the poll because I can't wait for everybody. So it looks like we have about almost 85% of you that don't have it. All right. If you haven't been listening yet, you better start listening right now. Stop what you're doing. Turn off your TV. Tell your spouse to get out of the room, whatever it is. Listen to me now, because what I'm about to show you is Wall Street's biggest secrets. Okay, and you're gonna and I'm not acting like a salesman. Watch. Level 3, I actually helped build it back in 1996. Okay, they're called ECNs. No, Bob, Thinkorswim does not have level 3. Okay, so let me get my pointer out here for you. Hold on, so you guys can follow along. All right, there we go. Okay, here's my pointer. Okay, so being a good trader, you got to have a game plan. And the game plan is this. Everybody should be able to answer this question. Okay, I want everybody to answer this question in the chat room. How do stocks go up and down? Everybody should be able to answer that question. How do stocks go up and go down? It's 2 words. JW, you're right. Cyber VK, you're right. You're right. John, you're wrong. RC. Buyers and sellers. Supply and demand. If you said S&D, you could write that. Buyers and sellers. Now, ask yourself a question. How much better and smarter trading decisions would you make if you were able to see where the buyers and sellers are? Well, I'm about to show you right now is I'm going to show you where 70% of the buyers and sellers are. Because what I'm about to show you is not what everyone else talks about, which makes them look like a genius, which is the past. I'm going to show you how to trade the future, okay? And the future is to see where everybody has their orders out there. It's called program trading. Now, how do I know this? Because I was a market maker. That's why. So let me show you something that we're looking at. This right here on the right-hand side is called the Nasdaq Book Viewer, okay? Write that down, Nasdaq Book Viewer, all right? Look it up. Basically, there's a seat on the exchange. Now, you have Uber. Stock goes from 49 all the way to 51, okay? Now, do you notice how the stock stopped right here at 11 o'clock? Right around that 51.40. See that right there? After 11, 11:30, 12, 2 hours. This stock had a big run, ran almost $1.50, stops in its tracks exactly right there for several hours. Now, why would it do that? Okay, well, because of this. Right here on the sell side, what makes a resistance level are sellers. Okay, that's what prevents a stock from going higher. So when you're looking to sell, when you own something, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to know, okay, where is everybody else selling it? Because I want to make sure that I don't bump into these people, a lot of sellers out there. You need to know where they are. So when you're looking for resistance, you got to look for sellers. Right here on the right, we go on the seller list and we'll notice that we have sellers at every single price level. 51, 22, 23, 24. But you got 200 shares, 300 shares. But when you get down to 51.40, you got a 219,000 share seller out there. You do the math. How much money is that? How much money is that? $10 million? Okay. Basically, and there are 28 orders out there. And that means 28 different people around the world are making up that order. Do you really think I want to compete against that guy? Do you really think that as much as you might think, oh, the stock's going at 53, 57, great company. Yeah, you know what? It could, but it's got to get through that person first. Okay. So let me move on here and show you a couple more. The trend is your friend. You do not want to buck the trend. Okay. But the only thing that's going to buck the trend are the buyers and sellers. Now, let's go back to the SGOC. Why is this stock going up? Very simple. Buyers. People kept buying it and buying it. They were buying it at 14, they were buying it at 16, they were buying at 20, they were buying at 24. Now you might be using an indicator and be like, oh, we're hitting the next, the Fibonacci's crossing with the 200 moving average, which is crossing over with the MACD. This is it. And then boom, thing breaks it. Oh my God, now I got to go back. By the time you think about it, it's too late. It's over. Okay? Listen, more than 80% of the traders lack the proper tools. You got to follow the supply and demand. Let's go back to total view. So let me just get my crayons out here. Total view probably makes up about maybe 40, 50% of the volume out there in the market. Most people do trade on Nasdaq, but there are about 6 or 7 other ECNs out there. And I'm just going to focus on this one because it's more of a brand name. People are very familiar about it. It's easy for you guys to get. Now, right here on the left-hand side, these are your buyers and these are your sellers. Now, what you're seeing right here, these are pending orders. What that means is that there are people out there that want to buy the stock and they have their orders out there and it's being advertised. You're looking at one big chat room. Now, whoever wants to buy the stock for the most is up on top. Whoever wants to buy for less money is down at the bottom, like you got right here. You got 40 orders out there for 30,000. I would think that's a support level. On the sell side, whoever wants to sell it for the least amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to sell it for more money is down at the bottom. So what you're looking at is like a big chat room, right? And people are just negotiating what they want to buy it for. Now think about it. You are being neglected with some of your brokers that you can't see this data. Actually, believe it or not, you could actually post your orders out there. You could place bids and offers out there. And by the way, if you're not a subscriber to my channel on YouTube, I have a video that shows you how I do that. Okay, can't do it now. The market's closed because it's late. Are you in options trading? No, I'm actually a stock trader. I'm actually a day trader. Okay, so. But if you're looking for an options trader, I could tell you only 3 people that I would ever trust that could teach you options. But if you want to be a good options trader, you still got to learn how to trade the stock first because the movement of stock that makes an option move. Now, let me change my slide here. And let's talk about how this all comes to fruition. RXK, Rocket Mortgage. Okay, so this stock went from $30 and went all the way down to a price of, from $30.50 down to $25.50 in a matter of an hour. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever been in a position like that. It really stinks. And you're probably freaking out. You're like, oh my God, I'm losing so much money. Do I sell it? Do I sell it? Do I sell it? Well, listen, can it go to zero? Anything could happen. But there are buyers and sellers that are going to show up somewhere. And you don't want to get caught on selling something and then all of a sudden it goes up. I don't know if that ever happened to you. I probably put my money on. It probably has. And I probably put more money down. That happened to you several times. The issue is what makes these stocks bounce is these buyers and sellers. So where am I? Right here. These buyers and sellers. So right here, you could see that there was 50,000 shares looking to be bought at $25.50. All right, everybody see that right there? That is why the stock bounced here, okay? You got to remember, the stock is going down. What is going to make it go back up? Buyers. The problem with the chart, it doesn't show you buyers. The only way you're going to be able to predict the future is to see where the orders are at. And that's what you're going to get using a level 3 platform like Nasdaq Total View. Now, let me change the slide here. Let's look at a couple other ones. Large seller orders become resistance. So here we're looking at Nero, one of the, we all know about what's going on cryptocurrency. This is one of the blockchain stocks. So Nero went from a price of $23.60 all the way up to $25. Now that's a pretty substantial amount of money to make, in a matter of an hour. $23.60, 25, what is that, $1.50, 1,000 shares, 1,500. It's about close to about a $350,000 salary if you do it every day. Now, some of you probably say, why is the stock going down? Why didn't I sell at 25? I thought it was going to 27. Well, if you looked right down here on the bottom, that you had a 127,000 share seller. Remember, the goal is what we teach you, the whole theory and the whole strategy that I was taught, which I train my traders like you, is we have to find where the big block orders are. Okay. So by seeing where the big block orders are, that's going to explain why the stock is hitting a resistance and it's going back down. Think about it. Think of how much better and smarter trading decisions if you were able to know that you might be that 200 share seller or 100 share seller, but to know where the 127,000 shares out there are looking to sell. Think how much smarter and better trading decisions you would make. Knowing that, my God, I'm dealing with a big guy right there. You know what I mean? You know what? That's a lot of money. And we've seen things break resistance supports all the time. But until that guy gets out of the way, you could sit there and dream all you want. I'm out. I'll take the $1.50 move. Okay? I'll be happy with that. Now, let's have a little pop quiz. Everybody have a little fun right here? Let's have a little fun. Let me get my quiz out here. Okay. Could you guys tell me, is this stock going up or going down? Let's see how you guys answer this question. I got a poll up there. Up or down? Just click on the poll. Oops, sorry about that. I didn't launch it. There we go. All right, now we got it there. Let's see how you guys answer this question. Don't you guys love polls? I mean, it's always nice. It's like, you know what? I always do a poll. Are they really calling me? Is it really me without, But polls are great. At least it helps us all to kind of let you know where you fit in with everybody else. All right, so give you another couple of seconds. I'm still waiting for John to answer. I don't know why John's not answering. John, I'm going to have to kick you out of the room. John Z. I don't know why. Answer the question. What's happened? You're afraid you're going to get it wrong? If you're afraid you're going to get it wrong, you should quit trading. Don't be scared. I don't know why people are scared to answer the poll. Nobody's going to rat you out, okay? All right, at least share the poll. So 93% of you said it's going to go down. Congratulations, you are correct. I still don't understand why five people picked it going up. What in your right mind is telling me the stock is going up? If you really think the stock is going up, you damn well better quit trading, okay? Like I said, don't mind me being brash and don't mind me being rude. I don't want you to lose money, okay? I don't know what made you think the stock was going up other than you want to, be different or be funny. I don't know what it is, okay? But anyway, stock's going down, all right? Now this is the next question. What do we need for the stock to go back up? I mean, obviously, could the stock go to zero? Yeah, it could happen, but what do we need for it to go up? What do we need? Very good, Bob. David, Scott, we need buyers. We need buyers. Do you see any buyers on a chart? You see buyers on a chart? No, right? I don't see buyers. So what the hell is a chart good for? Do you see any buyers on a watch list? Do you see any buyers, on the other side of the computer? I mean, what is the only thing that's going to tell you and show you where the buyers are? You're going to need level 3. So let's go check out Nasdaq Book Viewer. So when we work our way down, we look at the buy column. Holy crap, we got 219,000 shares. By the way, that's not one person. That's 73 people around the entire world that make up that 219,000 shares. Okay, so don't think is that a real order? You damn well it's a real order. If you don't believe me, when you come to my trading room tomorrow, I'll find one. We'll use your money, and you tell me how fake it is. I don't think you're going to be happy being stuck with 200,000 shares, but hey, that could happen. But anyway, what do you think is going to happen when we get to 1260? Everybody, what do you think is going to probably, in theory, should happen? Exactly, Mike. Exactly. It's going to go up. Should bounce, right? Right, Johnny? Right? Stock should go up. Thanks a lot, Bob, David. Wow, you guys are really interacting. See, that's what I want. I'm looking for people that could help me find these iceberg orders because there is no software out there that could do it. That's the reason why I'm here. I'm looking for people I could recruit, that I could train, that could help me, we could work together and find these iceberg orders, because there's nothing out there. I believe me, and if I would find it, but there's no algorithms out there that will do for you. Okay. So you guys are doing great so far. So guess what? Here's the stock. You thought it was going down? Well, congratulations. The one that said it was going up, the 5 people, you were right. But you didn't tell me why. And you didn't know why. I just asked you a simple question, the trend. But the right answer is we need buyers to go up. And look what it did. It hit 1260, hit it, did a double bottom, went right back up to 1360. Okay. So was that hard? By the way, is anybody confused yet? Did I lose anybody? Anybody lost? No? Is that, people, does that seem difficult? Does that seem complicated? Well, JW, the thing is that his question is pretty good. And by the way, I have other people here answering questions for you. We have, a few hundred people in here. So I'm going to try to save the questions for the end. But, to answer your question a little bit there, those orders are real and they're out there and they're trying to buy it. And you need to know where those buyers are. So when you're in a position, you know where to get in and where to get out. It's almost like traffic, right? You're driving. You don't want to drive with traffic. You want to drive against traffic, meaning you got to buy into supply and sell into demand. You don't buy into demand and sell into supply. That's the wrong way of doing it. Now, question. Where are the sellers in SDC? Okay. Where are the sellers in the stock SDC? Can everybody tell me? If you said $10, Scott, RC, Francis, Johnny, congratulations, you're correct. Okay. By the way, did you need any special software to tell you that? Did you need a chart to tell you that? Did you need someone that, on TV to tell you that? Okay. Think about it. Did you need to, but it's 10, the number 10. Listen, it has nothing to do with the number 10. Okay. It has to do with the 93,000 shares that are out there. Okay. You're right. Just read your glasses, right? Well, you know what? Let's just slap in a couple of Bollinger Bands, a couple of MACDs, all these crazy platforms. Could you tell me what this indicator is telling you, by the way? Could anybody tell me what we're looking at? I have absolutely no clue what that is, other than chicken scratch. By the way, if you ever come visit my office, I have a wall of all my kindergartens, my kids in elementary school, and I made like a chart out of it. It's basically all their drawings that they made. You ever know what it's like to look at a kindergarten's pictures? It's so cute, those drawings I made. I'm like, wow, you know what? This looks like a damn chart. Look at all these lines everywhere. It's so funny. So to me, to sit there and try to figure this out, I'd rather just follow this guy $10 and just say, oh yeah, $10. I don't need no damn indicator to tell me that. Okay. Because look what happened when the stock hit 10. Boom, came right back down to 920. James says Japanese paintings. Well, listen, you just got to follow the money. Follow the orders. Why is everybody making it so complicated? That's all it takes. Do you ever feel like sometimes somebody, like when you buy a stock, as soon as you buy it, the thing goes down. As soon as you sell it, it goes up. And you think like somebody's watching you. You ever feel that? You ever feel that way sometimes? Trader, I like your method. Listen, it's not my method. I didn't make up this method. This is how Wall Street trades. Okay, I'm just a messenger looking for traders like the same way I was taught to recruit people that could understand it and we could work together like a team. Okay, this is not the Fausto show. I'm not here to brag and pound my chest and tell you how great and how much money I make. I'm not an egotistical guy out there. Maybe some people like the Wolf of Wall Street. Okay. That's not me. Okay. I'm 50 years old. I'm past that. Okay. I'm looking for people that are conservative, people that will go out there, don't have egos, don't brag, and just make our days pay. And you know what? Those are the people you got to watch out for. We didn't get to level 4 yet, David. We're going to get to that. A lot of people are making a lot of money on those Japanese paintings. You're sure right. Well, you know what? I just deal with black and white. Anyway, it's called the KISS method. Keep it super simple. Now, some of you are asking me about level 4. Okay, so let me talk about level 4 really quick. Level 4 is another platform that we teach at CyberTrade University that's going to show you how long those orders been out there. And, and granted, orders get filled, and if they get filled, the stock goes down. So you get to see like this order that was out there from 10 o'clock in the morning to 11 and see like, oh my God, this guy's actually been out there for a few hours. And you could see it was like 294,000 shares. You know what I mean? And then when you're looking at a chart and you're seeing the stock trend down, and you're wondering why it's going down, and knowing that when you had that big order out there and the order gets filled, what do you think ends up happening? You could see it. You could see the time in sales. You could see the transactions. Remember, we're looking at a 200,000 share buyer out there. And guess what? Somebody could actually hit him and sell it to him. And sure enough, what does the stock do? Breaks down, goes all the way down to 14. So another thing that we teach you at level 4 is we're going to show you not only seeing orders, but seeing how long they've been out there. Are they getting executed? Who's executing them? All those algorithms that you hear about, those high frequency trades, those are the things that we're going to show you to trade today's markets. So if you like a chart system platform, well, guess what? There is one out there, but there's no platform out there that will help you find those orders. Okay. Now, like I just showed you right now, let's talk about the fake orders, because I got people always question me. Oh, how do you know these orders are real? They're fake. Well, listen, once again, here's level 4. Okay. You got orders out there and you see how long they've been out there for, and you could see if they're getting executed. You could see the red balls versus green balls. Green means transactions are going off on the ask. Red means transactions are going off on the bid. And you could see like this stock right here, a 282,000 share seller. Guy's been out there since 9 o'clock. It's already 11. It went up to him. You know what I mean? These are things that you're going to learn and see, because listen, we all know stocks break support and resistance levels all the time, right? So as much as we see a support level there, support levels can be broken, right? How many times are you like, oh, this thing is not going to break it? But meanwhile, here I contradict what I just said. They're like, well, you know why? Because that big buyer's out there. But guess what? That buyer can get executed. So that buyer, you ever go in a house, sell a house or buy a house, like, damn, that guy bought the house. He sold it for that much money? Oh my, and it went for that much more? Stocks are no different. Yeah, you know what I mean? There's a buyer and there's a seller, okay? And there's always people trading big blocks. You just have to follow the orders. So when you see a stock break a resistance and you sold it too cheap, or better yet, you thought a stock was going to be at a support level and you thought that was the maximum you were going to lose, next thing you know, the thing tanks on you and you want to know why, there's your answer. There's your answer. Now, who here would like to see this live? Because you know what? You've probably been to other webinars, right? And be like, wow, this makes sense. This is great. This is sexy. It's beautiful. I'm in. But do you practice what you preach? People always ask me. And I said, you damn well I am. I will. And I'm going to show it to you live, happening every moment. Like those stocks I showed you, like the NURO, and you're like, how did it go from 15 to 40? Like what drove that? And why did it go back down to 20? Who drove that down? Did you see the orders out there come? Did you see the orders get filled? Did you see the short squeeze? Okay. Listen, I know some of you here are, swing traders, or long-term traders. Well, you could apply this to that too. It's just things come more into fruition. You'll see these bigger orders at certain areas. It's not more of a scalping. It's more of a swing. But yeah, you could apply it to, yes. Do you trade 3-4 days a week? I trade every single day I can. But sometimes I won't trade all week because maybe I'm on vacation with my family and I want to enjoy it. I don't want to think about it. But I trade every moment I can. Every day I trade. Some days I don't. I'm always in trades as a swing trade. But do you have to trade every day? No. You could trade one day a week if you want to. The great thing about what we do at Cyber Trading University is that, you know, we have an open forum, so you could just pick up where somebody left off. You know, like if you bought NURO at 9 o'clock this morning and you bought it at, I don't know, 11 and you sold it at 13, who cares it went to 40? Big deal. You still made money. Money is money at the end of the day. Because like in this example right here, you know, here you're having a stock, you know, that we traded. This is in one day. This was WRX, nice little moving stock. Stock goes at 9 o'clock this morning, goes from, you know, I don't know, $6 to 14. You know, I mean, like, what is that? A triple almost, right? Did you really need to make that much? If you only made 50 cents, 50 lousy little stinking cents, you know, it's 250, you know, 250 bucks on 500 shares. And you know what? You do it on 1,000 shares, it's $500. That's $1,000. That's a $100,000 salary right there. And you could have showed up at 11. You could have showed up at 12. You could have showed up at 1. You could have showed up at 2. You would have found that 50 cents somewhere. That's the beauty of trading. Scott, I really don't know what that means. On the downside, do you short these stocks that are under $5 or $10? Why not? What's wrong with that? I mean, listen, certain stocks you can't short under 5 if they've been, you know, if they were there, but what's the big deal? Is there something, are you prejudiced against $5 stocks? I mean, don't take it the wrong way. I just like, people always ask me, they're like, oh, these stocks don't move, these are manipulated. Listen, if you think there's something illegal going on, what the hell are you doing in the business? Get out, quit. But you don't. You just know that this is a great job and it does pay good money. The thing is, the more money you spend, the more you have to risk, the more money you got to come up with. If you do this, if a stock moves 50 cents, that is a $20 stock, and you trade a $100 stock and moves 50 cents, what is the difference? One, you had to risk 100,000, you only had to risk 20,000. Or if you trade a $5 stock, you only need to risk 5,000. Would you rather do? Would you rather risk 5,000 and make 500, or would you rather risk 100,000 and make 500? You understand what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's all about making money. Oh, so Scott, yes, these stocks are shortable. Absolutely. And we'll even show you a fast way how to check if they are, which I'm not here to kind of explain it. That's more of an education, but your answer to your question is yes. Okay? No problem. Now, the next biggest thing, guys, we're almost done here because I know a lot of you got other things to do. And believe it or not, my son's got a baseball game and it is 9 o'clock in here. He's making up a game at 8, so I want to go see it. He's the last hour of him playing. My son, that's the beauty about being your own boss. But being ready for the next crash, you got to be prepared. You got to know, you got to surround yourself with good traders and good mentors. Now, just to let everybody know, every single one of you are going to need a mentor. Okay? You can't learn this on your own. You know, I feel really bad. There was a guy I spoke to the other day, actually yesterday it was. He started off with about a $500,000 account. He got involved in a stocks, not one, but two. She did chased a couple of stocks. Stock was at 100, went all the way down to about 20, thought it was a good buy, bought it. Right now it's trading around 4. Okay? Took his $500,000 account. It's only worth about 30,000. Okay? You imagine work your whole life and go out there and lose that much money. It's a sad situation. You know what I told him? And he wanted to learn. He said, I swore I wish I knew you a long time ago, but I'm such in a bad place. And you know what? You got to start somewhere. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that guy. And I hear those stories all the time. That's why I have a passion to teach. That's why I love doing this. Okay. But I also like making money with my traders. Okay. But don't be that guy. You got to learn from mentors, and you're going to have to learn from a few of them because some of them are not that good, or some of them are just maybe not your style. But do not go out there and try to be self-taught. It is a 90% failure rate. Now, this is the deal. I've been doing this for 25 years. We're endorsed by every brokerage firm. And by the way, if you're ever going to get educated, make sure they're endorsed by brokerage firms. Brokerage firms will never endorse anybody if they thought that what they were teaching was hurting people other than helping them. Go check their Google rating. Go check their Better Business Bureau. Okay, we have no complaints. Could you imagine not a single complaint in 25 years in the industry? Why is that? Because we don't teach everybody. A lot of people really don't qualify. And a lot of them are going to go into this and thought it was for them and then realize, like, oh my God, now I know why I don't want to trade it. And that's not a bad thing. That's not bad. But let me show you, but it might be a good thing. This might be for you. Because I get people like, oh, this is risky. I heard people lose all their money. First of all, who taught you? Who said that to you? You're a grown person. You're smart. You could figure out your own. Don't listen what you see. I'm telling you, everybody could do this as long as you do it right and you're not a greedy, speculative person. Okay? So this is what I want to do. I want to invite every single one of you to come to the original trading room that I started 25 years ago. I know everybody's opening up chat rooms and trading rooms all the time. Believe it or not, some of them are my students, okay, or my instructors. And basically, we pioneered this whole technology. So if you want to come to the original one that started, this is your opportunity. We do live commentary. We start at 9 a.m., 30 minutes before the market opens up. Actually, we start at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we go all the way up until the close. We don't trade all day. The first hour, the last hour, we do commentary. We don't tell anybody what to buy and sell. You're just there to watch and see if other people make money doing this. That is what you do. We want to show you the professionalism, the customer service. We want to show you how much we care. And most importantly, I want to make money with my traders. I love changing people's lives. That's what it's all about. This is actually our agenda, what you're going to get. At 7:30 in the morning, all Eastern time, the room opens up. We do pre-market trading. We do a live screening. We broadcast live on YouTube and Facebook also. We do audio commentary from 9:30 to 10. We do a Traders Talk workshop once a week you're going to get. This is what you're going to get in this week's trading room. You're going to have some free time. Maybe you go see in the movie something, now they opened up, or take your spouse out to dinner or lunch or something. Maybe get your nails done. I don't know, play around the golf. Come back in the afternoon, do the afternoon meeting, trade the last hour of the close. Pretty fun job. Now, this is all I'm asking for. $9. That's it. $9. Now, why am I doing all this for $9? I'll tell you why. I don't know who you are, where you come from. I don't know. Listen, if you're serious, click on that link that's up there right now. That is literally a $2,200 value that we're giving for $9. I know that sounds like a sales pitch, but no, it's not. It really is. $9. And guess what? If you don't like it, at the end of the week, we'll give you $9 back. What do you have to lose? Click on the link. I'll show you how to read level 3, level 4. Let me show you everything that's going on in the trading room. Let me give you full access to the room. Let me introduce you to the traders. Let's see if this stuff really works. But the only way you're going to do it is you got to be in there. And you don't got to be there for the whole week. Hell, if you're only there for an hour, for crying out loud, and make sure you listen to the commentary, you're going to be sold or you're going to quit. You'll see if it's for you or not. But it'll be the best $9 you ever spent. Now, as a bonus, okay, if you register, the first 20 people will get a coaching class. And if you're lucky, okay, you will even get a coaching class with me. That's a $500 value. Why are we doing that? Because we want to make sure that when you make this very important career decision, that you're going to be able to get your questions answered. And and I know, if you ever took training from anybody, no one will ever do that for you. Hell, some of the people, they're not even on the phone for $9. They're like, first of all, we lose money on that. You know, here in New York, it's a $15 minimum an hour, so you could imagine. But I'm not worried about that. I want to know if you're serious, and this is what you want to do. You take us seriously, we'll take you even more seriously. But let me show you how to find the stocks like NURO, CME. I can't even look at it. EYES, AEHR, all these stocks. Like, what the hell are those symbols? Doesn't matter. As long as it's moving, it's all we care about. Michael says I'm in. Michael, get in there, fill it out. By the way, something very important too. When you fill out your question, when you fill out your application for the $9, there is a questionnaire. Please fill it out so you let us know a little bit about you, so we know exactly. They're very simple questions. Who you're trading with. Have you ever got training before? So we know a little bit about you. The more you let us know about you, the more we can help you. Let us help you. Okay? Don't make the biggest mistake like this gentleman I told you about that started off with $500,000 and in 1 year he blew it all and he's down to 30,000 and he can't even get out of that. Okay? You have nothing to lose but to gain. JW has a question. Someone would like to work outside those hours to do this. I'm sure there's a learning curve. How long would it take to balance before being able to quit their job? You know what, JW? If you heard what I said earlier, it's the same thing that people that took education, all the people. I said, listen, if you're not getting it within 60 to 90 days, it's not for you. Okay. If anyone owned a business and you hired somebody and they don't get it after 2 months, you still want to pay the guy? You got to let him go. You're like, dude, it's not working out. Yeah, I don't know what it is. You're a nice person, but you got to go. So to kind of more answer your question, it doesn't take you that long. Why don't you do the $9 trial? Think about how much you've learned within the 30 minutes I gave you, okay? Imagine what you'll learn during the market hours and out there. And yes, that is the ultimate goal, JW. You want to quit your job. You know what I mean? Some of us don't want to go back and do that big commute, and that long commute, or listen to somebody and boss you around. Being your own boss is the best job in the world. I swear by it. That's why I think I've been married so long, okay? That is literally the best job in the world, all right? Being your own boss. But a lot of us, what we're going to do, open up a restaurant, and slave ourselves to 80 hours, open up a deli, a pizza. I mean, what are we going to do? How can we all be the next Jeff Bezos? Forget about him. Okay, that guy hit lotto 17,000 times. All right, worry about yourself. It doesn't take that much to learn how to do it. Now, let me just do a couple of shout outs because I got a couple of people that registered right here. James Phillips, I got you from California. Just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Kevin G from Kelowna. Is that right, Kelowna? Oh my God, I love Kelowna. I actually taught a student up there. Never knew anything about Kelowna, and I'm like, what the hell is Kelowna? Right? Best ice wine ever. You got that beautiful castle. You got your own like Loch Ness Monster or something over there. So I had a student that a long time ago, like 15 years ago, maybe even longer than that, maybe 20, flew me down there, says he fell in love with me. Those were my younger days, and what a great night. Wish I could go back there. Kelowna, that is great. Who else we got here? Jerry B. from Austria, got your registration. Robert from Massachusetts, got your registration. Welcome aboard. Who else we got here? Michael Z. from Bayonne, Jersey, right at the corner from us. Who do you know? I don't know anybody there. Why? I don't know why you're asking me that question. If I know somebody from another school, I don't trade with any of those people. But if you're looking for something specific, David, just let me know and I'll tell you. Can I participate 3 to 4 weeks? You sure could, but why don't you do this? Why don't you register? When you talk to education advisors, say, listen, I don't want to start for about 2 to 3 weeks, and then they'll just postpone it until then. Okay? So just lock it in now and don't worry about it. Johnny L. from San Francisco, got your registration. Thomas B. I'm clicking all these links right here. I'm just looking at the people I'm registering. Thomas B, got your registration. Jeffy H. Holt from Rehoboth. That's not Delaware, Rehoboth, Delaware, is it? Somebody's got a suspicious transaction. Looks like his credit card got declined. Okay. Sorry about that. Any other questions, everyone? Guys, $9. Look what you're going to get. I'm going to teach you how to trade the pre-market. I'm going to teach you how to trade the aftermarket. You're going to get a live watch list. You're going to be able to get a coaching class. You're going to be able to get free commentary. You're going to get a workshop. You're going to get all this stuff for $9. Something that could change your life forever. And the worst thing that could happen is that if it doesn't work out, we'll give you $9 back. We just want to know if you're a real person. This is not a scam. This is not a catch-22. Listen, I need to know you to say who you really are. And if everything works out, we're all going to trade together. And then hopefully we're going to be kumbaya for the rest of our lives. All right. And then when I'm done, and then when you're done, I'll be honest with you. The reason why we're always recruiting people is because our traders, like after a while, you can outgrow CTU. And, maybe you don't want to continue. Listen, eventually you outgrow going to college, right? So that's why we're always looking to recruit new traders so we could train them, because sometimes we make them so good. They start their own schools, they start their own clubs, whatever it is. And that's what we really enjoy. A couple of people also making registrations here. We got Christopher S. from Allen Park, Missouri, got your registration. Kathleen G. from Chicago, got your registration. Now, by the way, I'm just looking at some of the people like Jeffrey. I just saw yours. If you don't have a broker, just write none. If you let us know how you heard about us, that always helps us. Always look forward to that. If you don't have level 3, if you have it, you know what it is, let us know. If you specifically took education from someone, please let us know too, because that also is going to help us out to kind of give us an experience about who trained you, who not. Okay. No problem, James. You go too. I'm going to have to go sue myself too. But I'm going to answer just 2 more questions. Any other questions out there? $9. Yep, that's all it is. When could you start? I probably would recommend you start like on maybe if you could start tomorrow, you could, but maybe start on Monday. Maybe watch the videos. Get ready for the beginning of the week. Start fresh with a clear head. You know what I mean? You could do that. If you want to postpone it, you can postpone it. But try to start right away. Listen, it's fresh in your mind. You don't want to forget about it. I know some of you might even take the $9 seriously. Like, it's only $9. Listen, I want to change your life forever. And the people that you heard this morning, that in the video earlier, I want you to be one of them. I love to hear the stories. I love to hear the stories about people that were very ill. I mean, I help people, Alzheimer's, people out there for memory, that, because this is great for memory. I mean, like, there's no better therapy than thinking all the time. I change the stories I hear that, people that are handicapped, that can't go to work. And they're like, I had a student of mine who was quadriplegic. He's like, Fausto, you changed my life because I actually could stay home, that I could only do, and I could actually trade now, because I'm not a dummy. You know what I mean? And I love hearing those stories. And it just makes me feel good. Or people that just been in a bankruptcy and they're like, my God, I'll never get a job. Or I actually do charity work. I go to jails, okay? And I help reform people that come out of jail because they're like, what am I going to do? I'm like, you ever thought about trading? I'm like, wow, I really never thought about it, And there are some smart people in that. I do charity work. I do that. I got a lot of I do charity work for for sport, NFL and everybody. A lot of people want to, people got ripped off from mutual funds and hedge funds. What do you need them for? You can do it yourself. I just spoke to somebody today. He said, Fausto, I had about $150,000 in a mutual fund during the COVID crisis. And, and he said the market was going to come back, and I ended up blowing up my account. I took my account, and he goes, I can't even blame them. It's really my fault because I should have been smarter than that. You know what I mean? Like, why do I listen to these jerks? You know what I mean? But now I'm doing okay, but I know that there's something I don't know. And he goes, after I was watching what you did, he goes, I'm in. He goes, that one little thing you just told me and you explained to me paid for it itself. That's what it's all about. All right. Dave, you got a spinal injury? I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry. Well, listen, hopefully this would help you out. Listen, by the way, if you are if you trade crypto or futures, you could use level 4 towards it too also. I don't teach it, but you know what? You might, if you want to learn a little bit more about it, send me your email, do my trial. I'll be happy to tell you who else could teach you other stuff. Few more shout outs right here. We got a lot of people here. Right. By the way, don't go anywhere because we're going to play a quick video of me on Nasdaq. And let me tell you something. Nasdaq doesn't need Fausto Pugliese. Believe me. They did me a favor, had me on their show. They just love what I was taught so much. They're like, Fausto, we need you back. We need you to talk to these people. They got to understand how to use our platform because they're getting crushed dealing with these online brokers. They need direct access. By the way, Walter Z from Pennsylvania got your registration. Welcome aboard. Lucy from California got your registration. Suzanne from New York got your registration. All right. No problem. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you guys are here, JD. Let me just go. Just one more person. Matthew F. From Minnesota just got your registration. Welcome aboard. All right, guys, listen, my phone's ringing. My wife's yelling at me. She's like, where are you? Someone was up on plate and wants you to watch. So I'll take a picture. I'll put it on my Instagram so you guys know it was there. So, guys, don't forget, if you didn't sign up, maybe you're not ready. And listen, I don't take offense of it. That's okay. Maybe it's not for you, whatever. Or maybe you're not convinced yet. Just do your homework. If you're going to have to learn from somebody, please don't do this on your own. Go out there, learn from traders, learn from a couple of them, do your due diligence, do your research. Don't be ignorant like some other people do. Go check the Better Business Bureau, check their Google rating. Make sure you check with brokerage firms that endorse them, and put the time and learn how to do this the right way. Don't go out there. Don't worry. The stock market's not going out of business. When you and I die, it'll still be there. So don't worry about all this catastrophe, but you damn well better be ready for the next biggest catastrophe because it's going to be the biggest opportunity you ever have. Because if you miss the opportunity with COVID, if you miss the opportunity of the financial crisis, if you miss I can go back over and down and down. Don't miss the next one. They're going to be there all the time. Thank you very much. Thank you, staff CT. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to play that quick video, and I'll see you all in the trading room. Thank you very much, guys, for coming out, and I really appreciate it. I really do. Now let's go make some money together, okay? Happy trading, everybody.
Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me at the market site in Times Square, New York City, we have Fausto Pugliese. He's the founder and president of Cyber Trading University. We're going to take a look at how traders are using Total View. And Fausto, it could not be a better time to have you in with us at Marketplace because with everything going on, the volatility we've seen in the market since you were with us in the middle of February last time.
That was pretty crazy.
Traders are asking themselves, what's the bottom, what's the top? But as a day trader, you can kind of get an inside look when you're looking at a single stock.
Yeah, what it is, Jill, is that, thanks for having me again. And yes, when it comes to day trading, people realize that what happens over the course of the day, which trickles down to a swing trade and to a long-term investment. And my phone's been blowing up. People could ask me, Fausto, is this the bottom? Is this the bottom? Because we're looking at the market all day. And honestly, this is how you really know when it's the bottom. When you have the worst of the worst of the worst news and just constantly all negative stuff, and the market's not going any lower, that's when you know it's time to buy. So as you see, like a lot of bad news keeps coming up, and then obviously you saw what happened yesterday when they lowered the Fed rate by a half. It took for a big decline, and all of a sudden the market's up with about almost like 900 points so far. Mm-hmm. So and there's still a lot of bad news that's coming out with the coronavirus and everything else, but that's really when you know when you hit the bottom. So for some of the listeners out there that really missed the boat when the market had a big rally, you almost hit 30,000. You know, these are the opportunities. You know, honestly, it is like the same thing I saw back in 2008 when we had the financial crisis. So once you start seeing all the bad news, things start backing up, start going up.
All right, let's take a look at our example here today. We're going to look at ticker symbol MRNA, Nasdaq listed, of course. What are we looking at? Where's the levels that you're looking to sell?
Okay, so listen, what is mRNA? You know, I keep bringing up stocks, and people are like, what is this company? It doesn't matter. We're just here to make money. The main goal about Total View is you have to understand how it works, how to know where the buyers and sellers are. It's all about supply and demand. That's why it's such a great tool. So we're looking at a chart right here, and we're looking at the stock right here. And the first thing people notice is like the stock's going up beautifully. Nice. Look at this stock. Started this morning. It's at 25.80. It's at 28. Is it going higher? Now the goal is, Why does the stock keep breaking out? It hits a resistance, it comes back down. It breaks the previous resistance, keeps going up. How do you know it's going to keep breaking higher highs? And that what we're going to do this time is we're going to bring a video so you all could see exactly what it's like to see in the real market conditions.
All right, so let's move along to our next slide here. That's exactly what we're doing. Let's take a look at total view. I'm going to let you take the reins. Tell us what's happening here.
Okay, so we got like a little minute video here. So we're looking at some real time. The key here is time and sales. These are the transactions that are taking place. We're looking at level 2. Level 2 is basically people get for free, but it doesn't give you the depth of data as total view does. Now the key here is that you don't see that many sellers out there. You're just seeing the best bid and best offer of that exchange. But you'll notice how the stock keeps going higher. What we need to focus on is where you see the big sellers. And you're looking for big orders. You got 51 different orders out there, right around 28. Things are going so quickly, I try to slow it down. So right around $28.50. So that is really your resistance level. So when you're looking at a stock going out, going higher, you're going to say, is the stock going to break out? So you see it's coming up to this guy right here really quickly. You see it's coming up. It's coming up to this person right here. So 70,000 shares, 5,000 shares. So it's going to come up to that seller. Now the goal is this: is that guy going to get executed? Remember, you have 100 share sellers, 300 shares, 1,000. But you have a big order out there. You want to see if that guy gets executed, and you want to see if that's how it breaks out. Remember, what makes support and resistance levels is buyers and sellers. So you got a seller out there. So we're coming up to that seller right here. Now the goal is to look right here and see if that seller gets executed. And you see it's coming up to the seller, and boom, the guy gets taken out. It's actually executing it. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that. See all those trades actions? It took the guy out. Now look how fast the stock goes up. From 250, we're at 260, 270, 280, boom, like that, as quickly as that. That's why it's so important to know where the orders are, know where the resistance, and see if the guy gets taken out. Now, when we get to the next slide, look at it. We're already at 2880.
Yep, and you can see you start to see these 35,000.
Which is exactly. Now, this is the next order. Now, the next question is: here's the next biggest resistance. There's 33,000 shares. There's 100 different orders out there. Now, then that's where the next resistance level is. So the goal is you hit a resistance. Where's the next resistance? The next resistance is the next biggest seller. So now we're coming up to him, and we're going to see what's going to happen when he gets to 29.
Yeah, it happens so fast.
Well, also, this is about a 5-minute video that I was able to capture when we traded this stock, and I kind of speeded it up over about a minute, so it doesn't move as quickly. Boom, we hit 29, the guy got taken out again, and look at the stock just took off again. And the thing I want to explain to you, Jill, is that, and your listeners have to understand, is that when you have a big seller out there and that guy gets taken out, that is a very big demand. Someone says, oh wow, I'll take that 30,000 shares, and that's why you get the stock that really, really starts to take off. Now, the next thing is that you're going to get some resistance levels. It's going to start backing off. There's always profit taking going on, right?
Of course.
So when you have profit taking going on, you could see profit taking going on. But the question is it really a profit taking, or is it just people just, or is it really going to go lower? In this case, it's not. Seller got done. Remember, we just watched the stock go from 28 to 29. Now look at it. We're at 29.50 already. Stock just keeps going higher and higher because those sellers are getting executed. As those sellers get executed, that means there's a demand for it. When you see big block orders out there, it makes a bigger demand, and that makes it higher. Now, the next resistance level, obviously, is going to be where we have to focus on where the next biggest orders are. So we got some, I think we freeze, right? We're done?
Nope, we have a little bit more to go here.
We slow down over here. Yep, we're done. So the next video we're going to show.
Yeah, we actually go to our slide here, so this is where you're looking at those levels.
Right, so we're looking at the seller. So we have a 67,000 share seller at 28. So now we have to look what we call iceberg orders.
What does that mean?
Okay. So it's a funny story. So I came up with this word about 20 years ago after watching the movie The Titanic. Okay, actually, go watch that movie. Very sad movie. I definitely recommend it. So anyway, what happened to Titanic? It hit an iceberg, and the thing is, everybody was focused on the pretty of the ship and above the water. They didn't realize it's not what's above the water; it's at the bottom of the water. Icebergs are really big. So what happened? It crashed and it sunk. So what we're looking for is big iceberg orders, which we call, some people call them big block orders, but when you see a big order, it's called an iceberg order. So now we're looking at a 28.90, and we're looking for a resistance. Once again, stock's going higher. We need to focus on the next resistance level.
All right, and which is on the next chart here. If we take a look, yep.
So here's just a quick little screenshot. So as we're looking at it, you see, it's a lot easier when you're focusing on, when you're just looking at the level, the total view, and it's easy to point it out. Now, please keep in mind, your listeners have to understand, we're fast forwarding this pretty quickly to get to the point. It doesn't move this quickly. But I'm showing right here is just a quick screenshot. What we're focusing on is this big order right here for 73,000 shares, and there's 315 different orders out there making up that 73,000. Now, the thing I just want to point out is I just want to teach everyone a quick little lesson.
Yeah.
Don't ever sell anything at $30. Go out at $29.99. You just cut the line by.
So that's for anything that's at an even number.
Biggest trick I was taught by my mentors when I was younger. Listen, everybody's going to think 30. Everybody's going to think 20. Go out $21.99. You just cut the line by 73,000 shares. So it's a very good.
It's like selling a house or buying a house. It's like those incremental psychological levels.
Well, if you remember, if you look at it, the stock has a penny intervals. And so that's a little tip. But the thing is, let's focus on what happens to the 30. You know, just right off the bat, you know that's a major resistance levels, and that's what we have to focus on. That's for the stock to go any higher, it's got to get through that 73,000 share seller on total view.
All right, well, let's take a look at that next side. See what happens next. Now we're going to get the other piece of the trade.
Okay, so here we're looking at the stock moving. Here's 29.45, 29.48, 62. 67. So the sellers are getting executed. You can see the transactions taking place, but we know that there's that guy sitting right here. And now his order's coming up. Look, he's starting making up the ranking. It's getting up to 30. It's getting close to him. So let's watch what happens. 74, 70. Look at the transactions taking place. It's trying to get there. And by the way, those orders, they're all real. People think like they're fake. Those are real orders. Can a guy cancel it? Of course they can cancel it. But that you have to take very seriously, and that's a real order out there. So now as we're looking at it, and as it's trading, it's trying to get there. Actually, it kind of almost tested it. You see that right there?
Yeah.
See that candle right there? It hit it, and now it's starting to back off a little. Now you're starting to see the red candlesticks. So now it means that the last sale is lower than the previous.
And this works for all kinds of stocks. ETFs, would it work for ETFs also?
ETFs, futures, options. It works the same way. Remember, it's the movement of the stock that makes all those other things. Yes,
right.
ETFs and everything else. You could look up any ETF, and it'll come up on total view. Look, now we're down to 29.
Yep.
So my point that I'm getting to is this. If you didn't have a game plan, Jill, and didn't know that seller was out there, and you try to
And actually, if we go to the next slide, this is exactly what you were talking about. There's your level right there.
If you didn't have a game plan and knew that seller was out there, and look at that candle, that stock literally moved. Look how fast it moved in that one bar chart. If you didn't have a game plan to get out there before that guy was out there, and if you didn't what we call shaving, if you didn't shave just before that 30 and cut that line, guess what? You would just look how much money you would have lost. That stock didn't even drop from 30. Look where it went to. 27.30. You would have got crushed on that trade. Because what happens, if that seller's out there and he's not getting executed, he really had to sell that order, Jill, how is he going to get out? He's got to sell to the buyers. If he hits the bid, he's running that stock down, not you and I. Remember, we're not trading 74,000. Someone else is, and it's not one person. We saw it. It was like there was several people out there doing it. And that's how you got to focus on using the total view when you trade in today's volatile markets.
All right. So cool to actually watch it happen in real time. Thanks so much for doing that for us, Fausto. And thank you for joining me on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.